Yeah, well, I think you gotta be able to turn it on and turn it off, right? Like you talk meeting with high-ranking officials, or people of whatever politicians or whatever, people that make decisions, for funding and being able to build buildings and do whatever. You got to know when to turn it on and turn it off. And you're probably going to be nervous going in there and talking, but it still has to be done. So you better collect your thoughts. And if you already know, like, if we're going to talk about it, like public speaking, right? A lot of people are terrified about public speaking. But like Trent said, the more reps you do, the easier it comes. And you'll not only get better at it, but two, that anxiety, or that, being scared is going to start to dwindle. Now, even when I public speak, even whether it's actually worse if it's a planned public speaking, if I know that, like, I went and I did this speaking thing at Leavenworth up there, and for Air Force recruiting service.
Not the prison, everybody. There's a town that used to be close to us. Like, Peaches is not doing a circuit of prisons in the United States of America giving
Johnny
Actually,
Cash.
I wish you were. We can call it Ted the Incarceration Series, where you go and you talk to people that are in like Ultramax prisons. Anyway, go ahead.
That's what the Army recruiters actually do.
That's hurtful.
Well, especially now. But anyway, so like I had that planned for, I think, like a month and a half, that they had asked me to come speak, and I boloed it. It was a terrible speech. I mean, it was terrible.
Oh.
I think it was 10 minutes, and it was awful. Of course, everybody comes up and, hey, that's great. You did a great job, whatever. I know that you're lying to me, and I know it was terrible.
First of all, we have to talk about you don't have any integrity, because we both know that sucks.
Right. But had I been sitting there, like at the dinner table, and they just said, hey, would you like to come up and give a few words? Whatever, let's do it.
Crush it.
It's almost and so I equate that, like that thinking about it and that dwelling on it. That's probably the same thing that candidates are going through. They've been thinking about this since they were, 15, 16. Now they're 17 and they're allowed to talk to the recruiter, and they've got all this, they've got so much built up in their head, and now they're, talking to the recruiter, and now they're going to go to MEPS, and then they'll hit development and all this kind of stuff. And that's all that. And you nailed it, Aaron. Big fish, little pond, they're the stud that's in development, and that everybody's looking up to and going like, that person's going to make it. And then if you're not that big fish, right, you're looking at them going like, man, if they can't make it, I got no chance. And man, you gotta go. You gotta dive in. Because guess what? If you don't, the answer is definitely no. You won't make it, because you're not even going to give it a shot.
Yep. Yeah, you cannot make the pipeline. You cannot graduate the pipeline from DEP. You can't graduate the pipeline from your development program. You got to graduate the pipeline from A&S.
Well, and you said something there too, the comparison thing. The comparison is the thief of joy or whatever, all that other stuff. But like, I ran into this a lot when I was at the SWIT course or prep, whatever we're calling it this week. Candidates, and I know I've talked about it, but candidates are always comparing themselves. And I do the same thing. I always compare myself to other people, but also while we talk about imposter syndrome, there's also a piece of me that's like an incredibly arrogant person that's like, if this person can do it, I can do it. It's like, it's a tool I use. But like, they'd come to me and be like, well, like, these guys up here are talking, and like, I don't think I'm going to make it because they're so much better than I am, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, guys, everybody, folks, settle down. You have to have something inside you that says that you can do it. And you're not going to do it the same way that everybody else is going to do it. Just because you don't look the same in the mirror as that other person doesn't mean you're not going to make it. I don't know how many times we've talked about it, but like the aesthetic of your muscles has very little to do with whether you're going to make it or not. It's how hard you can work, how willing you are to not give up. Okay, except for Jared. Jared actually showed up to NDOC and they were like, "You're good, bro. You're good.
Welcome
and then
to
he
the
took off his
course,
hat, and they're like, "Just kidding,
baby."
day one." But
Just kidding, day
Um,
one. Look at this guy.
but you know what I mean? Like, you're people allow like all this. There's like positive negatives, right? Like that anxiety stuff that drives you to performance, and then there's negatives. You know, the comparing yourself to other people when it's not doing you any good. You need to compare yourself to you and to who you were yesterday and the day before, and to the numbers and the standards and everything else that the people that have already been there are telling you about. Not another 18-year-old kid. I'm sorry for calling y'all kids, but I'm not. Don't listen to your peer group that doesn't know anything or knows just as much as you do.
Okay, so that's a good point. You got, I think I said this on the Discord actually, but so you've got almost 9,000 people on Reddit, on the pararescue Reddit, which is essentially the Aspect War Reddit, right? And then you have, I think, 400 plus people on Discord. And I was doing a Q&A and on Discord, and I told them, I was like, hey, listen, I love that all of you guys are on here and that you're all, helping each other out, encouraging each other, something like that. Something that you need to understand is that statistically, only about a third, I'm sorry, not even a third. What did I say? I think I said 10 to 15% or something like that are going to actually make it. Most of you will not make it. You'll either, fail, be non-select, or you'll quit.
Or you won't even.
That's reality.
Or you'll pass memes in this Discord and you'll never actually go. You'll just be a guy that's like, oh, well, I'm trying, bro, and that's going to fizzle out. Life's going to get in the way. Like that's going to happen too.
Hey, we all serve in different ways, okay? And memes are incredibly important. So, don't put down.
Hey, I love them.
The meme lords.
I love.
Hey, I get enough smoke. I'm allowed to say whatever I want about the memes. I've got my meme G pass. No, I love the memes. The memes are great. Anyway, sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
No, but and it was kind of silent for a second. It kind of clicked. Like, man, that's right. Statistically, if we're looking at the amount of people that are selected and the amount of people that actually go in, and Aaron, you're right. I didn't even consider the folks that say they're going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and then never actually pull the trigger to go in. So throw those people in, and it's just like, hey man, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's just the reality of it. Because if everybody in that Discord or that Reddit went in and passed, we would not be a golly, I'm missing it now.
A critically
command career field. And we'd have plenty to go around. And we also wouldn't be very selective at that point either. So I don't know. For anybody that's out there watching, I mean, the folks on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, that's just reality of it.
Well, and it's funny, before the internet or before people could get so close to it, you can DM us right now and you can be like, hey, what did you feel like week 5 of selection, and were you injured and whatever? And we can find somebody that will tell you exactly what that is. You're so close. You can touch every single part of this process that it's fooled people. It's taken away some of the mystique. Before, you knew nothing about it and you were just like, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to go to Lackland. Apparently they drown you. And then if you can wake up from being drowned and be okay, then you graduate. That used to be the information that we would get out of it, right? It's going to be the hardest thing ever. And then you go to Superman school and then you do the secret operator stuff that we can't even tell you about, right? That's how it used to be. We realize that's not wrong. That's not the best way, right? We want people to train for it. Well, now it's so close and it's so transparent that people forget that it's really effing hard. People forget that we're still failing 91% of the people or 85% of the people that try it. It's still ridiculously hard. You know what I wish? I wish every single person on the internet that said they're just going to breeze through it in order to get to another job, I wish they all passed, because pararescue would finally be manned at 100%. But the reality is they didn't, and they haven't. And no matter how many things we change, everybody in the comment section, everybody online, you can talk whatever mess you want. You can talk out of the side of your head about how standards are changing and how everything's different. Guess what hasn't changed? The attrition rate. Guess what else hasn't changed? The amount of people that were getting into the career field. Actually, it's going down with everybody else's recruiting. Ours is doing okay. I'd like to say it's because of some upstart little podcasts that are helping out everybody. Huh? Air Force? Huh? Huh? You guys got any help? Huh? Maybe 3 guys? Huh? That are helping out on their own time? Like we're doing better than everybody else. There's got to be a reason. Huh? Anyway. But it's still hard, y'all. Like it's still selection. It's still a kick in the face every single day. So you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want on the internet. You have to put up or shut up. And it's still hard. Just because you know everything about it. I used to tell the students in the apprentice course, I'd walk in and I'd start giving them a mission drop. And you could see their wheels start turning for what is this really? What is this really? What are we going to get? And I would tell people, I'd be like, hey, I'll tell you right now, you're not going to get contact on this mission. We don't have any OP4. We're just going to go out and I want to see you walk tactically, but I'm going to give you a scenario. You have to follow it. And they would just like be astounded. They'd be like, well, doesn't that take away the training value? No, because you still have to go perform. Like the odds may be the odds. The Cleveland Browns aren't supposed to be able to win the Super Bowl. The odds are super long, but you know what? You still have to play the NFL season to see if the Browns are going to win the Super Bowl. You can't just say they're not going to at the beginning. You got to play the games, boys. I think that's enough of a rant.
I think to everybody out there, you have better odds of making it through the pipeline than the Cleveland Browns have of ever winning the Super Bowl.
So first of all, statistically accurate but hurtful, Trent. Okay, and it's not what you said; it's how you said it. It's the tone that you used when you spoke your words.
Because it was definitely directed at you.
Yeah,
I know nothing about football, but I know that they're never going to win.